Welcome back, everybody. It's Rudy with Alpha Investments, and today we are doing our month. It's been 2 months? 3 months? It's been a while. We're going to do some price checking. I did this type of video only one time, and I got a lot of positive response. You guys really like the whole sit down, eat some ramen noodles. It's not called ramen. It's called, who cares? You know, chill out, and let's talk about some prices. Let's just look at a few things. So today I want to go over the cons block, because you know Rudy's con. Cons, Fate, Dragons, and I want to go over Avacyn, Dark Ascension, Innistrad. I want to pick on these two particular blocks, plus one other random set at the end here that I just cannot believe what's going on with it. I thought it'd be a good one to throw in because I'm just like, are you kidding me? Who is buying this box at the prices? Anyway, okay. So first thing, people want to know, Rudy, yeah, we know it's all about the fetch. The fetch lands have finally bottomed in cons. They're not $10 to $12 a piece anymore. They've actually been going on an upward drifting trend. Blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't really care because, again, I'm all about the sealed product. But I wanted to focus on it. So, obviously, we're going to be looking at our eBay today. And we're going to be looking at the old Dawn Glare just to kind of look at the prices. So, first thing, we're going to go over to the old cons because I am curious. So, first things first. Okay, so yeah, the fetch land prices and cons have gone up some. I mean, I would say from the bottoming out, to me, they look like they're up maybe between 10 to 15 to maybe 20%, depending which one you look at it, from the bottom price of the fetch lands from cons from like, what, 6 months ago, 9 months ago? I mean, I guess that's a big deal. I mean, I'm not really... I don't know. I mean, some people are kind of calling this is the big deal. This is the moment that everyone's been waiting for to finally move into it because everybody was afraid to catch the falling knife. So, I mean, it's cool and all. I mean, when you go on eBay, let's look at the sealed booster boxes of cons. Okay. So, cons booster boxes, there's a bunch of sellers right at $125 a box. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 sellers at $125. And then it goes to $129. And then it spikes all the way to $135 and $140. So, clearly a box of cons is listed for $129 on eBay. If you go under sold and hit most recent, they're actually selling, there's a 112, a 111, 125, 120, 125, 125, 128, 125. A best offer could be around 120. Okay, so they are selling for about 125. So that's a big deal. I tell you guys that all the time. Just because it's 125, you need to make sure the market's actually biting at that price. Many times there's boxes listed at 125, and you can go to the sold listings, and they're only selling for 90 bucks. When you have a 30% divergence, that disparity, that's a big variance from a buy it now to an actual sold price. So, cons boxes are selling for 125. The market says they're worth 125. In this video, though, actually... I'm going to add a TCG player because a lot of people have been commenting, well, Rudy, why don't you compare the two? So let's actually do that. TCG player, the cheapest is $128. So again, it's about the same thing. There's really not much difference there. So again, when you look at the set value of actual cons, where are you hiding? They're saying an expected value of a booster box of cons is like $63 approximately. And again, I tell people this all the time. $125 booster box. Expected value of a mid-60s. That's exactly where it should be. I don't think cons is underpriced or overpriced in the current environment. And again, I want to emphasize, that mid-$65 price point for cons is based on not including any card in the set worth $2 or less. Okay, let me explain how people just kind of... For a lot of operations and stores and single sellers and everything, it depends on what your setup is. For me, the basic common lands, like, what was it, the rugged, crap, what is this stupid thing? It's going to drive me crazy now. I'm actually going to go on here while I'm talking because it's going to drive me so crazy. If I don't actually look it up, it's going to drive me insane during this video. So the thing is, there's a lot of common cards that sell for even on eBay, 4 for $1, or locally, bulk bins. People will sell playsets 4 for $1. Even I've seen them in local stores. And I forgot the names, but it's the common land set in this. So even if I go on here, TCG player, commons only, Dismal, that's right. The Dismal Backwater, Bloodfell Caves, Scoured Barrens, Swiftwater Cliffs, Blooming. These common ones, for example, on eBay, I get orders every single day. Just 3 days ago, somebody bought 40 of every single one. That's 40. I mean, it was almost a 200 common card order for these actual. I don't know what you call those common dual lands. But the point was that 4 for $1, you're looking at a $50 order, $3 shipping label, even after fees. I mean, it was a $40 profit. I don't pay anything for common cards like that. There is a huge appetite for the market to buy common cards like that. And I get orders like that all the time. So that's something, I know I'm wasting so much time on this one thing, but that's something I want to point out when you look at $65 expected value, $125 selling for the box. But remember, there's a lot of value that's not shown in these numbers. So that's all. Moving on. The next thing, I do think these booster box prices are going to go higher because if you look at the people listing these, they're all 5, 6, 7 boxes, 2 box, 1 box, 1 box left. I do feel by the end of the year, I think the cons prices on eBay will probably be in the 140s. So compared to a year ago or 2 years ago, again, very good investment, go on the right path. I don't think we're going to see anything anytime soon change. So, and the cons had such a massive print run, you would think that it would never go up in value. I mean, the booster boxes of cons were insane. They printed a bazillion of these things. So, next, moving on from that, I want to pick on Fate Reforged. Fate Reforged and Dragons of Tarkir is like the sealed boxes that, because it's post-Return to Ravnica Gatecrash Dragon's Maze, very, very few stores are holding more than like a case or a couple of cases. Hell, even some boxes. A lot of stores, I'll literally go on Google Maps, call random game stores around the country, and be like, hey, my name's Billy Joe Timmy the 15th. Do you have any Fate Reforged booster boxes in stock? I don't see them on your website. I want to buy a case. And you can fish for information without looking suspicious or causing the market to move. And it's funny because when you call for like Fate and Dragons, and especially cons, for some reason, I don't know where they all went. The only thing I can figure is everybody bought the cons boxes because everybody wanted the fetch land, so everybody opened the living shit out of them. But now, besides what? Ugin and Fate? Ugin. You know, and then you've got Dragons. And earlier, I was looking at the Dragons of Tarkir, and I kind of wanted to point this out. I think you guys might find this, I don't know, interesting. But even under Dragons of Tarkir, you see how many cards are still worth money? I mean, really? Like, you go to cons, and you have the 5 fetch lands and a few couple dollar cards. Dragons of Tarkir has literally 3 rares, not mythics, 3 rare cards over $10 and above. And you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, you got 6 mythics at around $5 and above. Oh my god. Like, that's something I've never seen any form of information about. And I really just kind of find it, I don't know. It's just, I personally, again, the only thing that this block has going against it is just the massive supply. If supply was lower for this block, all of these boxes would be like $300 a piece by now. I'm telling you, because the cards and the power level, whether you like the sets or not, the power level was stupid. And I mean, Dragons with Coco and a lot. I mean, I remember even in Dragons of Tarkir, I remember when the Raptor guy, which is now $2, was like crazy $20. I remember when the different Dragon Lords were all $10. I remember when old Sarkham Unbroken dude, I remember when he was $20 a pop. I remember selling like 80 of them at that price when we opened hundreds of boxes. And I look at these prices and how cheap some of these cards are, and I'm looking and I'm like, even now, a Dragons of Tarkir box has an expected value of around $50 still. Now remember, by the way, Dragons has no fetch lands from cons. Fate Reforged has fetch lands from cons, approximately 2 per box. I always get people so confused about that comment. People always just go, what? So, Dragons no fetch lands. Fate has cons fetch lands, only 2 per box. Cons on average has 3 per box when opened in a large sample size. Okay. So, that was something. So, This particular block, I actually think is going to, as we, I don't know, they kind of call it sometimes, it has legs. I think this type of set it's got some long legs, giggity. And I really do think that this particular block is going to move up. Cons has already done it, so that's kind of a moot point. But I think Fate Reforged, and I think right now I'm the cheapest person on eBay. I have Fate Reforged boxes for $92 a piece, and the infamous Sports and More, the mass high volume guy on eBay is $92. So there's a couple people like me and like 3 other sellers still selling Fate Reforged for like $90 to $95. And I've got like 5 boxes listed, and one other person just put up 1 box for $90. I do think that in 3 to 5 years from now, Fate Reforged boxes are going to be up there with cons. I really do. I think Fate is going to follow it. And I know if you look at the pricing right now, I know what you guys are going to say. Rudy, look at the cards in Fate Reforged. Besides the Spirit Dragon, I mean, you got the Mentor, and I remember when the old Grandmaster, when those were $10, $20 cards, but you got 3 Mythics. And then the whole set, according to the public right now, has no value. I mean, you've got the old, what was it, Tassigar? You guys remember him. What was it, Golden Fang? And then you've got, I don't know how that blue crap Mythic became on the, I don't know. You've got 1 rare card worth $3. And there's nothing else in the set of value. To me, I don't know. I think that's almost stupid looking. And I know it's a small block. It's the small set in the block. But I wanted to point that out because I think it's absolutely just stupid. So I think Fate and Dragons do have the opportunity to go up. I think it's going to be a long time. I think for the public, honestly, if you guys are still looking for some sets that are newer, if you want to sit on some product, wait for an eBay promotion for like some sort of 8 or 10% eBay bucks cash back, something like that. You know, there's a guy on here who's, this dude, I don't know who the seller is, somebody in Michigan. They've got a box of Fate Reforged for $90. Wait for 10% eBay bucks cash back. You can get a box for $81 and slowly build a position over many months in whatever set you want to do. If you want to go with Fate, if you want to go with Dragons, I'm just saying I think those are a lot stronger than the Return to Ravnica Gatecrash Dragon's Maze. I just feel that there's a lot more potential, especially as they age. So I'm done talking about that. I've already gone on way too long. The next thing, I know I've already kind of talked about this a little bit. The Dark Ascension. Dark Ascension was known as the crap set. Everybody hates it. Nobody wanted to buy it. And just recently, Dark Ascension has been finally moving up. You guys will notice on my search term, I know you can't read a lot of the details. I always put minus Korean, minus Japanese, minus Chinese, minus Spanish, because my search results, I really don't want to compare the foreign product to the English product in the United States because it can skew your numbers. I get emails like that all the time. Rudy, I saw Cons booster boxes for $90, but they're Spanish. Okay, that's not the same. It's not saying Cons boxes are tanking. Oh, you're wrong. Cons boxes are going to be free next week. You have to understand how many stores, when stores and local stores buy booster boxes and products, they want English. I'm not saying foreign product is not a good investment. I'm saying English product is superior in the United States because that's what the public is going to buy. When the kid walks in or the mom wants to buy the kid a birthday present, he or she is going to buy an English booster box for their son or daughter, grandkid, niece, nephew, whoever it is, because that's just what the market wants. Whether you agree with it or not is indifferent. That's just what the market is demanding, and you need to go with the trend. Don't try to go against or change what the market wants. Like Mark Rosewater says, the market is going to drift in a certain direction. They're going to kind of tell you what they want. So Dark Ascension, you got one person at 110, and now you're at 115 and then 120s. Again, and even then, this is French. Some of these still aren't English. This is French. Half of those aren't even in English. So the point is, this is another set. Now, Dark Ascension, even if you look at the expected value on this kind of thing, I mean, Dark Ascension, it's only showing around $50 in value. Again, some of the older sets, don't underestimate the value of, you can have 10, 20 bucks in commons, easy. If you have the right person or the right platform to sell. So keep that in mind. Now, Avacyn, the white box, expected value on these has jumped a lot. These are between 90 to 100 that bounces around. And, of course, And even with, I think this is Cavernous Souls, right? Ascension Restored, I think it was. I mean, oh my god, I didn't even know that. I thought it was 130. So the cheapest one of these now on eBay is about 155, and then it goes to 160s, and then oh my god. So these have already been moving. This is nowhere near the $90 price point when it's in print on eBay. These are in the 160s on average. I think there's two people. Well, it's one box. I mean, whoever wants it, there's one box for 154, then one box for like 156, and they're 160. So these boxes have already gone up a lot. And the reason for that is, think about it. You have an expected value of a box. I mean, it's already $90 to $100 for expected value. If a sealed product and a loose product is a 50% difference, if you have a $90 to $100 expected value, that means these should probably be, for a newer product, I would think, yeah, 150 to 200 around. If you double the expected value, that's usually what sealed product will probably be approximately. So I mean, honestly, that's kind of right where it should be. I'm sorry, I think that's where it should be. I know it's kind of crazy to think the prices of those, and you guys are going to think I'm even crazier, but I think moving forward, I think 150 for these boxes is going to be a steal in 3 or 4 years. I predict, Rudy Crazy Prediction, 2017, I think by 2020, I know that sounds like eternity, 2.5 years from now, $200 to $300 booster boxes. I'm going to put my opinion out there. So last but not least, I want to point out, yeah, okay, hold on, let me do minus shadows over, because all my search results are jacked up. So, alright, what are these even at? Holy crap. So, these came down a few dollars because of the reprint for Snappy and Liliana. The cheapest eBay was $300 a box. We're down to like $285 a box, if you even care. So a 5% drop for some of y'all that always say, Rudy, they reprinted Lily! Your boxes are going to tank! Okay, technically they dropped 5%. Whatever. So the point is, $285 booster boxes for Innistrad. I'm telling you guys, I stand by it. I said it 6 months ago. $500 booster boxes by 2020. Not changing my opinion. I'm telling you guys, it's a sheer, I mean, what is the value? They're showing right now a booster box value is only around 110 to 120, approximately. Okay? Yes, that's kind of on the low side. I mean, that's only like, what, 35%, 35 cents in the dollar to the sealed product? So compared, if you guys want to be all mathematical, these all have a relative same print run. This whole block was relatively the same. Okay? I think rumor on the street was Avacyn was a little lower, but anyways. Word on the street was Dark Ascension was slightly higher, but whatever. If all three of these have the same print run, and this is only 35 cents on the dollar from singles to sealed, these are 50 cents on the dollar. Technically, these two would be a better cost basis entry point when using that particular metric. Now, again, in the real world, it doesn't always work that way because this has, $100 Liliana with a $200 foil. There's no $200 foil here. There's probably never going to be a $200 foil here. So you have to keep in mind there are some other variables, but if you want to use that one metric, which is one method you should use in conjunction with print run, set size, demand, supply, you have to look at all of it. But that particular metric tells me that these two are the better buy compared to Innistrad. So that is it for that particular block. One last thing before I end the video. Are you kidding me? Are you guys effing kidding me? Family-friendly Rudy over here. Are you MF effing kidding me? Seriously? Future Sight? Who on earth out there is buying Future Sight for $800 to $900 a box? Like, do you just have so much money in floppy tacos, you just have nothing to flop your taco against? Like, who is buying this? The cheapest box is around $800 on eBay. Like, who's going to pay $800 to $900 for a booster box of this? What's the expected value of this? So Future Sight, what was this, 2005, 6? Holy crap, okay. I feel slightly stupid. Expected value is over $400 per box? Holy crap. Okay, I think that's the highest expected value? I think it's the highest expected value out of almost every single modern box. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't quite know Future Sight was valued that high. I mean, so if you guys want to use that metric, if it's selling for 800, that's 50 cents on the dollar, singles versus sealed, 50%. Oh my god, I can't believe the value is that high. There's $4, there's $5 there's $4 common cards and okay. Well, Future Sight was like the lowest printed set in the downturn era of Magic. I mean, I don't know. I understand with over $400 expected value, even a sealed product is over 800, that's like 55 cents on the dollar, 55% of sealed. I can't tell anybody to buy this box. I just physically can't tell people, Rudy, should I buy Future Sight at $800? I physically cannot. Something about that, it's just so high. There's no way. I can look at that all day long, and there's just no way I can tell anybody to buy that for that price. I'm done rambling this video. I can't believe that. That's so high. So this is a nice, boring video for everybody. Rudy with Alpha Investments. I'm just looking at the prices of things, and I'm going, some things I still think are undervalued. Some things, the easy money's already been made. I don't see this going to $2,000 a box. I think the easy money's there. It's plateaued. It may go up a few percent here and there. I don't see the change. I mean, I would not buy $1,000 boxes of Future Sight. It's just me. So, I appreciate everybody. We're going to the end of the month. I hope everyone enjoys it. Remember, GP Vegas, I'm going to be there. Any patrons, anyone who's going to be out there. If you're a patron by, I think it's May 1st is the cutoff date. You have to be a patron by then. And if you're going to GP Vegas, we're going to hook you up with some crazy-ass special deals. And, of course, you get to meet in person. And you'll realize I'm actually a real person. And I'm actually strangely tall. I'm like 6'4". I think people in the Card Shop Life series are finally realizing that, and people are going, holy hell. So anyway, that's all I have. I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. This is not a special video. I am not a special snowflake. You guys have a great day. And do not buy. Don't buy Future Sight. I'm telling you guys, don't do it.